Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. We have James Worthy and Robert Horry. We got Brez with the night off, Mike Trudell and Allie taking over the post-game duties. Shorthanded Lakers fall to Charlotte. No Malik Monk, no LeBron James, no Anthony Davis. They got down by as many as 20. Just not enough. They even tied the game and had a chance to win there at the end. I got to say this, Rob. I'll start with you. One hell of an effort.
It's a great effort. You know, at that second half, the Lakers came out energized, especially Russ, who came out and had 30 points in the second half. If you look at the down the line, the bench kind of kept them in the game in the first half, but in the second half, the starters said, you know what, we just can't let the bench outdo us, and they went to work. You got to really look out for Austin Reeves, too. He played very good. He finally started making some buckets. He moves his feet defensively. So if you watched him in the second half, this is a team that, you know, you look at and say, wow, this is a team we need to see each and every night. And they did this without AD and LeBron.
Yeah, this game tonight, I tell you, I got to give them just a one or two worthy claps.
Well, I've never seen that after a loss.
Not after a loss.
No,
because I really like the way they pulled themselves together. This kind of lets me know that this team still believes that they have something. And they're just really frustrated at the circumstances they've been up against. But I thought the effort by, you know, Westbrook, Reeves, Ellington coming in, Bazemore, Rob was saying he should have got some more playing time. He was hot. So the effort was there and the fight was there.
Yeah.
And the comeback was there. They earned it. They played hard. And yeah, it came up short, but you have to give them credit, this team, without the players that they had.
Yeah, I mean, the bench was 57-36 in favor of the Lakers. They only turned the ball over 7 times, which was huge. And we talked about that being a key to try to slow down the number 1 offense in the league. Russell Westbrook had a phenomenal game, especially in the second half, 30 of his 35. But let's show you the last play. I think we all kind of figured it would go this way. Maybe a drive and kick, but you knew the Lakers would probably go for the win on the road. Take it, Rob.
Yeah, right here you see Russ is eyeballing. He has a drive, but you know what? He had just knocked down 2 in a row, and in that very exact spot. So I'm not mad at this shot. You know, a lot of people are like, why did he shoot this? He had just made 2. He had 30 in the second half. You go with the hot man. Everybody talk about analytics. You have to go with this because that's what he was just doing. He played great. You know, it was up to Russ. He's a vet. He's the MVP. It's his decision.
They got a shot. They got a shot, and that was key. You know, they didn't turn it over. You know, and Russ had been knocking down the 3. The floor was set up. They had it spread out for a drive and kick, but he felt comfortable knocking down that shot. I will say, I think they missed 9 free throws tonight. If they had knocked down some free throws, you know, they're in the game. So there's some things to look at that they could have done, but overall, I thought the effort was there for a unit that was just put together. You know what I mean? Just put together at the last minute and go out there and try to play the game. So that's hard to do.
Listen, there are plenty of nights where we're critical and maybe the effort isn't there and we're going to let everyone know. But on a night like tonight, I mean, this could have got away in a hurry. Down 20, down big in the first, down 15 in the first quarter. So I give a lot of credit to the guys without your superstars in a game 5 of a 6-game road trip. You guys have both been on that Grammy road trip. You could easily pack it in. I thought Frank going to his bench, playing 10 different guys. And look at a guy like Bazemore, who has not played in a long time, giving you 4 threes and having, you know, 13 points. It is impressive, James, that they were able to come back and battle. And I give Russ a lot of credit. I thought his leadership in the second half was important, and he only had 1 turnover, and he needs to be applauded for that effort.
Absolutely, and he knew that without AD and LeBron, he was the guy. He knew he had to lead by example and by his play. So, yeah, I thought he did a great job, and it looks like his teammates corralled around him. You know, he hit some threes. He also got to the bucket quite a bit, too. And so, yeah, I was very, very happy. And you can build on this. You know, the bench is continuing to play well, and this is something they can build on, even in a loss. And, Dieter, we didn't have the Grammys. You
didn't do the Grammy road trip back in the day? You had to have that long 6
They had a circus. They had a circus at the Forum.
I'm like, did he do a Grammy road? They didn't do that in the Forum.
Yeah, it sounded right, didn't it? You did.
Good.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
Yes, I had a bunch of Grammy road trips.
He had the circus road trip. Is that the rodeo road trip that San Antonio has?
The rodeo trip.
You know what I'm talking about. You were flying commercial, eating hot dogs in the morning.
Eastern Airlines, baby.
Come on, you know what I'm saying. Oh, man, that's funny. How about Ish Smith for
Yeah.
Charlotte. I think that's what's frustrating. I mean, it's like he hasn't scored for 3 games. I don't even know if they have B-roll on him. 10 out of 12 for 22 points. Just not missing, driving to the cup, shooting threes. Thought he was MJ tonight.
The thing about Ish Smith, if you go back and look at him like a couple years ago, he's always had games like this because he's that type of guy who's like a little mini microwave. He reminds me of a couple of guys that are small in stature. They can come out and get some buckets because you forget about him. Think about it. I guarantee they didn't game plan for this guy because he had, 0 points in the last 2 games?
Yeah.
And you don't game plan for him. But he got hot.
Last 3 games.
Yeah. You got to give James Borrego, who used to be my video coordinator when I was in San Antonio.
Didn't you teach him about the game?
Yeah, I had to teach him about the game. But he was smart enough and left this guy in the game and kept Melo on the bench because Melo only had 1 assist for a while in that game. So he played very smart.
Your video guy in San Antonio is now the head coach.
Yeah.
So now you're texting him, can I borrow 20?
Should be.
Crazy it's crazy how a lot of video guys have become head coaches because I guess they see it from the bottom up.
Yeah, Frank Vogel.
Yeah.
Starting video. Here's the reality. After 50 games, the Lakers are 24-26. They're sitting in that 9th spot in the Western Conference. But I think, we said this a lot in the pregame show. The hand you've been dealt, that's your reality for a team with championship aspirations that has now had 25 different starting lineups out of 50 games. It's a little unrealistic. I know you guys as players, because I asked you this question, as players, I know what the fans' perspective is and the frustrations and probably the front office and everyone involved with the Lakers because you want to win, you want to put the best product out there. But as players, would that confidence still be there that you guys can still make a run, that you can still battle, that you're too concerned that you're in that 9th spot? And you both said, no, you just need a little time together.
Yeah.
As a player, you have that confidence.
The one thing I will say about most athletes, we got egos. We got big egos. We think we can.
Never you.
We think we can defeat the world. We all got the Superman syndrome. We can't get hurt.
Yeah, of course.
And I think if you look at this team, and they keep saying we need time to put it together, so that lets you know that the confidence hasn't wavered. They have the confidence, and that's half the battle right there. And so they know we just got to get it together. We got to get everybody on the court. We got to get some time together. And once they get the time together, we'll see what that product is. Because think about it, like you said, 25 different lineups. That's unheard of.
I know. It's hard because I know big game, we get excited. I remember after Brooklyn, he's like, Geeter, we got everyone back. We're going to make a run. And then LeBron's out. And we have a great AD game. And then AD and LeBron are out. We have a great Russ game, but it's not enough. It's hard, man.
The weirdest, most fickle year I've ever seen in basketball for a particular team. 25 different starting lineups. And we think, and I think they know, especially at this point, maybe not back in December when they were like really, not playing as well, but I think they kind of feel it right now.
Yeah.
That if they can get their players together, AD, LeBron, get everybody back and get their bench intact and get a regular rotation like Phoenix has had and and other teams who haven't had as many injuries and protocol issues and all like that. They've had that. And they've been able to get in sync. The Lakers team have just not, but they know it. They know they can do it.
Yeah.
But they just need to have all their tools together. It's just hard to like I said, man, I go back to the donut tire. It's hard. You can't go far
Give
on
that
that
analogy
tire.
again for those that weren't watching the pregame show.
Well,
tire blows, what do you do?
What's that?
You got your nice tire blows.
You got some nice tires. You got the 22s on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of them go flat. Then you got to put that little donut on there. You ride down the freeway, everybody looking at you like you
Can't go far and can't go
go
fast.
about 40 miles. And that's what the Lakers have been doing. They playing on donut tires, and you can't go far on a donut tire.
Can you give us the McDonald's one, too, that Be More a producer likes? You go in there, you're looking for the fries, and you're waiting for the hot fry.
Well, when I go to the drive-thru, I want my fries hot. I don't know what's going on in there. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if some people are injured.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are out. I don't know.
You just want those
my fries
ready
That's
to go.
it. That's it.
So she says, get the job done.
Get the job done.
Job done. I ain't trying to hear all
inside?
them excuses.
Let's give Russ some love. Season high 35 points. He had 30 of them in the second half. I think he was minus 27 at one point. He was minus 27 at half, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. So he really turned things around. 12 of 23, 3 for 8 from 3, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. 14, though, in the third. Remember that third was kind of the big turning point. Lakers won that quarter 36-22. They actually tied the game and had a chance to take the lead a couple of times. But Russ was 16 in the fourth. James, Rob, you guys talk a lot about him finishing around the cup. That's what he did.
Yeah. For me, this is vintage Russ. This is one that won the MVP because, think about it, he had no AD on the block. He had no big on the block. He had a bunch of guys that were perimeter guys where he could just penetrate, spread the floor, kick it if he had to. Russ is the type of guy, he needs to see the ball go through the bucket. All those layups gave him the confidence to shoot those threes, start knocking down threes. And this is what Russ is. Everybody expects Russ to come out and be this prolific three-point shooter, this outside. No, that's not how his game goes. His game is like a big. It works inside, out.
But here's the deal. No stars with him tonight. Almost you flash back to that OKC year, as you were saying, right? Like, give me the ball, and I'll lead you.
And I believe that subconsciously that worked for him. Like, oh, this is my team tonight. No LeBron, no AD. He had a chance to, take full power of the team, and he did. And, I think that shows, the fact that he can lead. And Russ told us, he said, back a month and a half ago, he says, look, it just takes me time. I'm not one to have, quick starts. I usually start out slow and then I evolve. And that's what's happening with him right now over the last couple of weeks. So that's a good sign. I don't see him taking a step back from where he is now. Under control when he was going to the cup tonight. So he wasn't going so fast that he couldn't finish his layup. So I thought he had a